It was always fun.
Boom! How's it going, comrades? This is Wes, aka the Filmora here with another reaction. Guys, I'm excited for this one on the Echidnut What If story of Greed. This will probably be the last one I'm doing though, because I think the only other one I think that's left that I haven't done is Gluttony, and you guys say that's spoilery for next season, so I should stave off from watching that for at the moment. Um, but I guess let me know if there's something else related to ReZero or whatever that you want me to react to. I can't wait till season 3 comes out. But guys, you guys have hyped this one up. Told me that like this one is pretty much one of his best ones, if not his best one, and that he even got the voice actors from the anime to come and do it, and that's crazy. So I'm excited, guys. Let's not spend too much time talking. Let's just get right into it. Oh, and forget, guys, please, if you have not already, go subscribe to his channel if you haven't, and give his video that view, and then come back for my reaction. All right? Greed.
A dream. I saw a dream. A dream that wouldn't end. Over and over again, I repeated and corrected every mistake.
Is that his video right there?
But before I knew it, I lost count. I died over 100 million times.
Jeez.
And yet there was still a place I wanted to reach. A wish I wanted to protect.
Ooh.
No matter what, I had to save everyone. And that's why I took her hand.
Oh, so he made the deal in this room.
Natsuki Subaru woke the same as any other day, except a voice was in his head. After forming the contract with Echidna, she's been able to communicate with him through sound waves, and she can watch everything he does through the black crystal pendant hanging from his neck. With Echidna's help, Subaru was able to save the sanctuary, pass the trials, and protect everyone he cares about.
Oh, okay.
But that didn't come without a cost. After dying over 100 million times, Natsuki Subaru was now a completely different person. He's desensitized to a lot of things and no longer fears death. He's become a new version of Subaru that abuses his ability as often as he prefers to. All the while, the Witch of Greed watches him in amusement. This is Kasaneru, the Greed If story.
Oh, jeez. So he's just like going around just like, you know what? I don't like that color. Just like what?
As soon as he finishes practicing his smile in the mirror, Subaru touches the black crystal pendant he wore around his neck. As he held it in his hand, its presence grew stronger and started to pulse as if it was a living thing. The pulse grew faster until it was equal to Subaru's own heartbeat, and that was precisely the moment his consciousness left him.
Oh, okay.
Without a word, Subaru sits down across from Echidna and gulps down his cup of tea with no reaction whatsoever. It wasn't that he had forgotten what the tea was made of, it had just been so long since he cared.
Her piss.
You could at least say hello.
There's no reason to. You're already prying inside my head day and night, so what's the point?
This and that are different matters, you know. Greeting me properly is simply the polite thing to do.
Wait, time out. Yo, so is this it right here, the dialogue? Is this like them like the VAs? That's so crazy. That's amazing, man. Like how, I wonder how he did it. How many strings did he have to pull? Who did he get in contact with? Like that's crazy. Like how do you even go about doing that? You know what I mean? Like who did he have to know? That's crazy, man. That's real good shit, Echidnut. That's great.
After all, I am a shy young maiden, as delicate as a flower.
She relaxes her mouth into a smile, which causes Subaru to accidentally admire her beauty for a moment.
What's the matter? You're staring at me.
She was a perverse, demonic figure that exuded a sensation of inescapable ruin and destruction, but Subaru still found it difficult to be afraid of her. The two of them talk for a bit, but it wasn't typical for them to delve into idle gossip, so Subaru planned on returning to reality as soon as possible. Before leaving, he tells her that from now on, he's removing the pendant whenever he uses the bathroom. And then, despite her pleas for him to stay, Subaru exits the tea party without saying goodbye to Echidna, leaving her.
Look, by the way, I know you've been spying on me while I'm in the restroom, so I'm gonna remove that pendant. And the thing is the next clip they show after he says that, she's like, no! That's hilarious.
With nothing but a sigh. When his consciousness returns, he confirms that only a few seconds have passed, but he still wasn't used to the discomfort produced by the gap between worlds.
Maybe I'll never get used to it.
Subaru spoke out loud, talking to himself, but Echidna was always listening and would often interject with her own suggestions, which began to annoy Subaru to the point that he asked her not to speak with him if it wasn't necessary.
Yes, I understand. I'll be silent except for when it's absolutely necessary. You just made a witch obey you. You truly are a master at this.
Shut the hell up!
There was a sudden knock on Subaru's door, but having repeated this loop already, he knew exactly who it was.
Petra.
Right on schedule, Petra says good morning and explains that she's got plans to go shopping this afternoon. However, she doesn't know if the weather will be nice enough. They chat for a bit longer, and then Subaru visits the courtyard where Garfield was sparring with Reinhardt.
What?
Garfield fought with his full strength, but was easily defeated. Too weak to continue, Garfield left angrily to go wash off the dirt his body was covered with. Reinhardt, on the other hand, didn't even work up a sweat, and somehow the grass underneath him had returned to its original clean state. The thought of Reinhardt as an enemy gave Subaru the chills, and that's exactly why Subaru secretly...
Sorry to keep pausing it, guys. It's just funny hearing that, how they say like the thought of Reinhardt as an enemy gives Subaru chills. Seeing as like in a previous what if he made an enemy of him. And actually was actually a pretty good villain for Reinhardt, if you ask me.
Led him to join the Amelia camp about a year ago. By convincing Felt to drop out of the royal selection and abandon the Estrella family, Subaru caused Reinhardt to feel depressed and out of place. With nowhere else to turn, he accepted Subaru's offer to support Amelia, but after being abandoned by Felt, Reinhardt was never the same. Because of his childhood trauma, Garfield was miserable as well, but instead of working through his trauma and solving the problems within his heart, Roswaal and Subaru excluded him entirely and forced him to leave the sanctuary against his will. If they hadn't, he would have been eaten by rabbits, but the result of saving him was an unstable Garfield whose depression was steadily being converted into rage. Reinhardt became an outlet for him to release his anger, but even that only reminded Garfield of the strength he lacked. Talking with Garfield and Reinhardt wasn't intentional though. Subaru just happened to run into them on his way to the library. The mansion's library was actually where Subaru's daily routine was supposed to begin.
Beatrice?
Hey, Beatrice. Sorry to intrude.
Beatrice said nothing and sat in a corner with her forehead pressed to her knees. In the past, she might have greeted Subaru with some form of insult, but now she wouldn't say anything at all.
Beiko! Come on, don't you want to play outside?
Subaru kept pestering her until she finally had enough and told him to shut up. Her voice was hoarse and she almost sounded like a different person. But hearing her voice at all was a big relief to Subaru because typically she wouldn't even speak a single word to him, so today he felt pretty lucky. During the events of the sanctuary, Subaru forced her to leave the forbidden library that she swore to protect. Up until this point, Beatrice had dedicated her entire life to her contract. But now, that contract was broken, and so was Beatrice.
Okay, I see a pattern here.
Beatrice spent the rest of her days incessantly sobbing, hurt her shivering
so
body
it's like
without
he's,
knowing that he was really the one searching for comfort.
In this, like,
but
where
Beatrice
he's forcing
hated it,
people
so she clawed at his neck until it bled. Subaru eventually gave up and shut the door behind him on his way out, leaving Beatrice alone once more.
Back then, I wonder if I should have lied to her. I could have said I was that person.
Saving her life was the right thing to do, though it is a shame that her contract was broken in the process.
Wait, hold on a second. Isn't it your fault that she ended up this way?
Right?
Well, of course, I will take partial responsibility for the child's solitude, but my intent was certainly not to force misfortune upon her. I do hope you understand. Even if devastated by regret momentarily, there will come a day where that child is free again.
I'm gonna lie,
In due
Echidna's
time,
VA is
someone
like
will
very
accept her.
smooth. I love her. I love her
Perhaps
voice.
that someone is you. There are an infinite number of possibilities, after all.
Roswaal had come to appreciate Subaru's utility and respected him for all he's accomplished. Subaru wasn't
Okay.
too happy to be working with him though, especially considering all the trouble he caused at the sanctuary. However, Roswaal was too great an asset to be cast aside.
I mean,
So
yeah.
reluctantly,
He's one of the
Subaru
strongest
cooperated
mages.
with Roswaal, and the two of them worked together towards achieving their respective goals. Because Roswaal changed the way he acted towards Subaru, Rom did as well. She no longer insulted him or called him Barusu. She spoke with courtesy and
Oh, no. No, no, I know this is a what if. No, no. There cannot be a reality where Ram doesn't call Subaru Barasu. No. Come on, man. Don't take Ram's, witty charm away. To me, that's what makes her charming, When she's always insulting Subaru and calling him, okay, Barusu. Oh,
in a
man.
dignified manner as any maid would.
What?
However, there were no traces of familiarity or friendliness in her voice. She was distant and treated him as if he were an esteemed guest whom she had no prior connection with. In the room with Rom and Subaru, Rem slept silently in her bed as she has been for the past 2 years. At Subaru's request, Rom left the room, giving Subaru some alone time with Rem.
Okay, so
Well,
this is...
Rem and someone else.
Hey, Echidna,
For you to call me is truly a rarity.
could you remind me how to wake her up?
Echidna explains that there are 3 possible ways to save
So
Rem.
in this route,
The first is to find
Right.
and question the Sin Archbishop of Gluttony and try to make them reverse the effects of their authority.
okay,
However,
so did no
finding
one
them would
remembers
prove
her
to be enough of a
right now.
challenge, and defeating them would be even more difficult, and we don't even know if the authority can be reversed. The second option is about
think
as
it'll be in
equally
season 3.
unlikely as the first because it would require cooperation from the Sage, which according to Echidna isn't a realistic expectation either. So we're really
The
only
Sage?
left with the third option, which is to obtain the blood of the divine dragon. The omnipotent power in the dragon's blood would certainly be enough to wake Rem from her sleep. However, the dragon only offers his blood to the ruler of the kingdom.
And that's why you absolutely must make Amelia the ruler.
Before you renew Amazon.
Subaru knocks on Amelia's door, and Amelia knocks back from the other side. She lets him in, and they have a nice little flirtatious interaction, but Amelia
Ooh.
changes when she notices the scratches on Subaru's neck.
On
Immediately,
Beatrice.
she realizes that Beatrice was the one responsible, and then a large quantity of mana surges out of her body.
Oh,
The
she's
air
angry?
starts to freeze, and Amelia loses control. Soon, the mansion and everything around
Calm
it will turn
down,
into
Amelia.
ice.
Amelia, calm down! Everything's alright! Hey, Amelia, look at me!
Subaru hugged Amelia's body and desperately called out to her. Eventually, she snapped back to reality after seeing Subaru smile at her.
Damn, she
Earlier
got
that
that pissed,
morning,
huh?
Subaru had practiced his fake smile in the mirror because he knew Amelia would need it. If she
It's
had
funny
continued to freeze the
how
mansion,
everything seems to be
Reinhardt would have had
alright,
no choice
but
to
not
stop
alright
her,
at the
and
same
Subaru
time.
probably would have had to use Return by Death again. So luckily, the fake smile worked, Amelia calmed down, and the mansion was safe again. Amelia was so different from before because what she saw in the trial brought back painful repressed memories that continue to haunt her relentlessly. And because
Oh,
Subaru
yeah.
took the trials for her, she was never able to overcome her traumatic
So he
past,
took the
resulting
trials
in an
for her.
unstable, incomplete version of Amelia that was now entirely dependent on Subaru.
I'd bet it would be more convenient for you if she were an emotionless doll that followed your every command.
Subaru tried his best to ignore Echidna, but sometimes it was difficult to do so.
Hmm.
Echidna disliked Amelia and would often make rude comments when she saw her. This really bothered Subaru, but not as much as the guilt did. He couldn't help but wonder if perhaps Amelia would have been better off without him. Whether or not he made the right decision was a question that constantly plagued Subaru throughout his daily life. Echidna would offer him reassurance, but it was never enough. The possibility of regretting something was terrifying to Subaru.
Goodbye.
After having a bit of a panic attack, Subaru hurried back to his room. He didn't want anyone to see him like this, but when he opened the door, he found a dark-haired woman sitting on his bed, smiling.
Oh Lord, no, not
Elsa
her.
was no longer an enemy. She wasn't exactly an ally, but in any case, she didn't pose a threat to Subaru.
Okay, I started to pause it. Right, she wouldn't be an enemy, right? Because the only reason why she was an enemy before was because Roswell had paid her to go and kill them. And I think before that, I forget the very first time he had an encounter with her when she was targeting Amelia and Felt. I forgot I don't know who hired her on that time. But either way, right. So, okay, I can breathe.
Anymore. In fact, Subaru was now her employer. She's been working behind the scenes doing the dirty work for the Amelia camp. And with Elsa's assistance, they were able to kill the Sin Archbishop of Greed and capture the Sin Archbishop of Wrath. However,
No way.
Elsa's current assignment to track down the Archbishop of Gluttony was unsuccessful.
Oh, Elsa. You were outside earlier, right?
Elsa
How is
is
the weather out there?
Elsa replied that the weather was fine, and Subaru nodded in confirmation, and then asked her for another small favor.
I see. Thank you. Now, please take your knife and lop off my head.
What?
Oh, and try to make it painless.
Elsa was a bit confused at first, but after confirming that Subaru was serious, she followed his order. Subaru's blood sprayed across the room and his consciousness faded away.
And he
With his
reset
final
it.
thoughts, he felt sympathy for whichever maid would have to clean up the mess. Elsa would sometimes question his sanity whenever he asked her to kill him, but would still obey him anyway, making her an excellent means of using Return by Death.
Right, I see, yeah.
When Subaru
Wow.
woke up, Echidna confirmed that he had reset to earlier that same morning. She also asks him why he used Return by Death, but
Yeah,
he doesn't
what
give
the
her an answer.
Okay, sorry. That's like this is the 7th time I've paused it, guys. I'm sorry about that. It's just I'm trying to think why did he reset like that? Like she oh, was it because maybe she didn't find the guy that he actually needed, the one who ate Rem's memories, and he was like, all right, let's just reset and do it over again. But I'm like, is there a reason? I don't know, that's weird that he reset. But then again, Kidna did say that he just started using his power all willy-nilly. He's just like, you know what? I don't like how this is going. Just go ahead and reset me. Like, I don't know.
Once again, Petra knocks on the door and says good morning to Subaru.
Right, okay.
And just like in the previous loop, explains that she has plans to go shopping this afternoon, but doesn't know
Okay,
if the
so
weather will be nice enough. However,
what is he
this
trying to
time,
change?
Subaru has a proper response for her.
Rest assured, Petra. The weather's going to be nice today, so you don't need to worry.
And that was the response he had died for. Subaru sacrificed his life to give Petra that information. A small,
Wow.
insignificant detail such as
That's
the
why
weather
he
was worth
reset?
more to Subaru than his own life. Meanwhile, atop the hill in that meadow of green, the lonely witch let out a sigh.
Using your own life to protect others is noble indeed.
Right.
However, your ability, Return by Death, is a double-edged sword. If the lives of others become too desperately consequential, you can no longer value your own.
With all the afflictions and hardships that Subaru went through, he was unconsciously led to rely on the witch. And with Subaru's Return by Death ability at her disposal, Echidna held the world in her palm.
You truly are someone who can satisfy me.
She swore to wholeheartedly assist the boy with his own goals however she possibly could, but at the same time, also intended to satisfy the inexhaustible curiosity of a witch.
Right.
So from
Agreed.
now forth, suffering and unreasonable fate would equally descend upon the boy for all eternity. His suffering would become her satisfaction. And that was the witch's love.
Even so.
A proposition that would remain sempiternally unsolved, and yet an enigma that would forever enthrall her.
Why must love always fade?
Wow. Wow. That's it. That's yeah, that's all of it, right? That's all of it. Holy guys. I, I'm so, so this what if he just so see so I was just under the assumption that he and this what if he would just be greedy or something, right? Because it's called greed, but I guess it's called greed because he's under the influence of greed, which that greed is Echidna. She's the one who's greedy, and she's using him to satisfy her curiosity and urges or whatever. And he it's just crazy. So with Subaru, he just doesn't care about his life anymore, really. Just for the fact that he's just like, this. Because I see what happened then. When his conversation with Elsa, he got the information that he needed out of her to see, where she falls in this current timeline, so that way, he knows for next time how it's going to be, to know if he needs to reset or not. Because I'm sure that like if it was something that drastic that happened that was really good, like if she would have found that one who chomped Rem's memories, he probably wouldn't have reset. But when he realized she didn't find her, he was like, okay, well, I can just like get rid of this timeline. Hey, how's that weather? It's nice. All right, cool. Asking for a friend. Take my head off now. You can just take it off with his head, and then he just goes, "Hey, Petra, by the way, weather's going to be perfect for some shopping." Like, really? That's the reason why he just wow. And the thing is, it's like Echidna says that like when he does these, he doesn't tell you everything, right? About the what ifs, like you want to get into detail, you have to go and read them. So I'm sure that he's been doing this for like multiple times during the manga, right? Just like resetting for whatever the heck he wants. Dang, like he seems like he'd reset like if he had like a thing of orange juice or whatever and he just spilled it, he'd be like, oh crap, I don't want to have to clean this up. He just kills himself and then just like so he, like that's that's dark. That's actually really dark, to be honest. Wow, guys, I won't lie, I really did enjoy these what ifs. I'm so glad you guys talked me into reacting to them, and wow, like this was great. Seeing all of the like the voice actor, the Echidna voice actor and Subaru's voice actor. I think those are the main two, right? I don't think I don't think we had Roswell. I don't think we had Garfield, and I don't think we had Ram either. Did we? No, we didn't. It was just Echidna and Subaru. That's crazy that he was able to get those two to do this. That's awesome. Man, I'm actually sad that it's over now. Like I like looking forward to doing a what if, But oh, okay, let's do that what if now. I gotta look forward to doing the gluttony if, but I can't like do it right now. I'm gonna have to wait until after season 3. It looks like, from what you guys are telling me. So, well, guys, yeah, it's been real, man, guys. I guess let me know if there's any other ReZero related content that you guys would like me to react to. If not, we'll just have to wait until season 3 comes out. And I guess the guys to buy your time, I've been reacting to Attack on Titan. I'm still reacting to Attack on Titan. I will actually be reacting to the last episode of the final season part B next week. And I'm also reacting to Cobra Kai as well. I'm like 2-3 episodes in, so if that's something that catches your fancy, guys, you know. But guys, yeah, I cannot wait till season 3 of ReZero. Guys, without spoiling me, please no spoilers. 'Cause I know some of you who read the manga. If you have read the ReZero manga, give me a tease of what to expect in season 3 when it comes out. You know, a tease. Don't tell me anything specific. Just like, give me like a little, like stuff like, oh, you're going to be shocked or you're gonna cry. Like give me some like tantalize me. You know what I mean? Like tantalize me with some teasing. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Yeah, these what ifs were phenomenal. They were so great, man. Echidnut's channel is great, guys. And again, if you have not already, guys, if you have not, definitely go subscribe to his channel. If you have not, I'm definitely subscribed, and I'm staying subscribed because I'm definitely gonna try to check out more of his content. Alright guys, yeah, that's gonna end this video. If y'all like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me a tremendous amount. If you have not already, why not subscribe? I post Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. If you guys have any comments about this video or anything in particular that's non-spoilery, post them below. I love reading your guys' comments. Also, if you have any suggestions on what you would like to see me react to next, post those as well. Since I have not seen, I will take a look at them. Till next video, guys, I'm seeing nothing but mad love. Stay awesome. Deuces.
Oh,